Good evening, all. Happy Nowruz. Very happy Nowruz. I was standing next to a couple of friends, Colonel Wes Martin and Ali Reza, and so many of you have become my friends during the past, I think, dozen years that I have been privileged and honored to be in association with several hundred Americans from the military, from the diplomatic corps, from the political world, the religious world, and the business community in support of the MEK, in support of the NCRI, and in support of the just and noble cause of a free and democratic Iran. So it's a great privilege for me to celebrate this new year, this new day, this first day of spring. I mean, if you can't be hopeful on the first day of the new year, well, that's too negative. You must be hopeful on the first day of New Year because there are 364 more suns to rise. And with every rising sun, there's an opportunity to make a difference and to affect change. Now, this is such an extraordinary tradition. 3,000 years old. I was telling my friend Ali, I said, let's see, the United States of America, 1789, Persian culture and tradition is 3,000 years old. It's so wonderful to celebrate it with you. And I think the hope on the new day and in the new year is as we build on the work that the MEK and all of you and the global diaspora has done for the past 15 or 20 years to bring that notion of a free and democratic Iran, where women have equal rights, where there is religious expression and tolerance, there is justice, there is equality, political dissent is allowed. And what I think is quite interesting, ladies and gentlemen, that since the recent sustained internal rebellion or civil war. You know, in 160 cities, there have been 10,000 people arrested. The truckers have gone on strike. The people, in their own way, are saying what we have now in this great country, with this tradition that goes back 3,000 years, is unacceptable. It is unacceptable. We deserve more. And certainly when inflation is at 40% and unemployment is at 50%, when you have over 50 million people that are below the poverty line, and the value of your currency has gone down 70% over the past couple of years, yes, there needs to be an alternative. But the alternative is not going back to the monarchy, and the alternative is not embracing a system that exists today. The alternative has been broadly and eloquently and persistently expressed through the NCRI and Madame Rajavi and her 10-point plan. And what's really interesting, I think, is the rest of the world, particularly the European community, over the past couple of years has seen in a very personal way within their country the kind of regime that the Iranian people have been combating for decades. Diplomats have been expelled from multiple countries in Europe. And why have they been expelled? Because they've been connected back to Rouhani and Khamenei because they were involved in terrorist plots against citizens of these other countries. And God only knows, the record shows that thousands and thousands of men and women have been martyrs to the cause of democracy and freedom in Iran since that repressive and corrupt regime took over. So on this very first day of this new year, 1389, am I right? You look good, Ali. You look really good, 1380. But in that very first day, I would say, on behalf of all those of us who have been privileged, and some of them are here and some else are going to speak, who've been privileged to spend time probably with mothers and fathers and sisters and brothers and people you care about in Iran, spend time with Madame Rajavi, spend time not only with the diaspora where nearly 100,000 people appear on an annual basis to show in a very profound and public way their support of regime change and of a free and democratic Iran. I would say on behalf of my colleagues how grateful we are to have been given the opportunity to do what little we can, to support this just and noble cause of a free and democratic Iran. And so with that very thought, and the notion that we continue to make progress every year, but every new year, with the rising of more suns and the opportunity to make an even greater difference in support of this cause, I wish each and every one of you a Happy New Year. Happy Nowruz. Bye-bye.